Damn, dude. Those feet. Those feet had their coffee that morning. Now, listen. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications and you're good to go. It is Halloween, so happy Halloween, everybody. Whatever you are doing today, please be safe and keep healthy because you're important. Now, I'm excited because it is another Nightwish Saturday, and it seems appropriate to take a look at a song called Scaretale. I have been saving it up for Halloween, and it was due to a lot of recommendations from you guys in the past few weeks, so thanks for that. It is also my first look at Anette, and I'm super excited about that. I did kind of say I was eventually going to be looking at her performances with Nightwish, and I'm super excited to be doing that now. Thanks for hanging in there. I appreciate you all. Without further ado, Nightwish, Scaretale. Let's see what you got. It's creepy. Okay, I love horror films, always have done, and this piece that you're hearing here, the score is very, very horror iconic. It sounds like a lot of old horror movies I used to watch, and there's two cool things about that because there is a pattern. There's that da-na-na, da-na-na, and that feels like it's the lead piece building up the tension, but it's not. There's another chord progression in the back that keeps climbing next to it. It feels like it never ends. There's actually a loop back down again, but it does feel like it keeps getting higher and higher, makes you slightly uncomfortable, and that is the beauty. I like it. Very music box like. You can see them getting in position. Okay, this is hype. Okay, this is very cool. So when the actual song starts, there's this like heroic element to it. It sounds almost like this call to action. It's very, very cool, and I love what they're doing here. They've done this before where they have those really kind of lined up, synced guitar, drums, and key work that just emphasizes a particular point in a phrasing, and they're doing that now better than I've ever heard because it's really tight. It's shining through. The pyro, of course, is helping, but it is definitely like an auditory assault, and I like it a lot. I like what he did there, and the reason I stopped it there is because there's a part where they're kind of hitting on the beats. It's on the count, and then there it's a syncopated hit, so it's on the and, it's just off, and it's a nice change because your body's trying to latch onto anything. It's trying to find something, and at the moment it's that synth work in the background because it's got a repetitive flair to it. The minute the drums come in, it's instinctive. You want to jump onto that, but it's been difficult so far, and I think they did that on purpose. Choirs doing work. Damn, dude. Those feet had their coffee that morning. Now, listen. When the drums come in, I did not expect it to be so full on. Such intense kick work there. It's good. It's very good. And also, it kind of makes sense now that I think about it because of the urgency of what the keys are doing in the synth and kind of that track in the back. I think it does make a whole lot of sense. There's a nice relationship between the phrasing, albeit the drums being constant, whereas the keys being selective about which notes they hit in that rhythm. He's also just switched up from, I don't know if he was on the cymbal or hi-hats, but he's kind of switched over to, it sounds like a ride, and you can hear that ping. So again, taking something that otherwise would seem like quite a long, drawn-out piece, like you're trying to milk it, and he's given something fresh and new to it to make it sound like there's a change. I like it. Damn Empu, coming in with a power always. He is a necessary guitarist, and let me explain what I mean by that. He doesn't do anything for the sake of just playing or showing off. Everything he does is deliberate. It's very, very well played. He's clearly a fantastic musician, but he's one of the most selfless guitarists I think I've ever seen in a band, because and again, I know that kind of this is the brainchild of Thomas, and there's a lot of discussion and input from everybody, but he's kind of overseen that process. However, it is still up to the guitarist to add personality and care to certain pieces of the instrument they're playing. Now, he does it in a way that shows his character and his fun side, because he is quite of a bit of a practical joke on stage, I believe, as well. But he's deliberate, and it's so selfless. Ah, there she is. Oh, okay, that kind of synth key work there. Listen to when you get to the part where it's like dun, 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 it kind of bounces. It does sound like it's bouncing around. It's not particularly panned that way. It's just how your brain interprets certain sounds. So whenever there's an offshoot or a delay, you're trying to find a separation so you can understand it. Really, that's what you're doing with it. And this is I've for so long try to figure out what that is, and I'm still trying to do that. There's a thing you can practice called active listening. I encourage you all to read up about it. It is very cool. And have a listen to how it feels like it bounces around and moves and shifts. I don't think it's been panned like that at all. It's just an interpretation, but it is very interesting. This is cool. Her voice is very well suited to the song because it's very theatrical and dramatic. I've not heard anything else by her, so I don't know what her kind of standard register is, but because this is kind of it's almost that witchy kind of feel to it. There's a lot of overemphasis on certain things, and it's quite playful. It's quite mischievous. I think it's very cool. I want to hear her kind of get into parts where she starts to belt and sits in a comfortable tone versus being up and down, but I don't know if that's going to be this song, and that's okay too, because personality is everything. Okay, hang on. My dude Thomas is rocking out. Let's see that again. Sorry, I don't think I've seen him rock out that hard. On a dead man's clock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. In the Okay, this is rad. Super playful. I can't help but smile. It reminds me. Why do I keep thinking of the movie Hocus Pocus? I don't know. I like the. I'm gonna go back again. So what she's doing. There's an up and down pattern. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a relationship between that and the palm muting and the guitars as well. So you can hear certain pieces being emphasized, certain pieces being left open, and it does feel like this seesaw effect. It's a constant up and a retreat, up and retreat. However, because of there are certain parts that are dragged out a little bit longer towards the end there, and she's adding certain almost not even singing but sound effects and stuff to that, which I think are really cool. This is spooky, man. I like it.
Swim with oh sweet poison, blind me.
Where's she going?
Ladies and gentlemen, we heartlessly welcome to Sick Weed and Wrongly. What a show we have for you tonight.
No. Okay, so this is rad. The play off her coming on stage and leaving again. Now Marcus taking over. That's very cool. I just want to hear that again, because even when he's doing those talking introductory pieces, which are like kind of that ringmaster vibe, that announcement, he's still able to add such a nice, awesome vibrato and clarity to some of his stuff. Like he's just a fantastic singer. Facts. Change my mind. Can't.
What a show we have for you tonight. Restless souls will put on the dancing shoes. Mindless girls with not our limbs to lose. Illusionist, contortionist, tightrope walkers tightening the noose.
Okay. Big change of pace here. We spoke about that up and down retreat, and well, now you're hearing it musically, but it's completely different. This is something else now. It is important to note that there isn't any distorted guitar in there. If there was, you wouldn't get this effect. And this is what I mean about being selfless and having great composition ideas, is knowing when to take certain things away and when to add them back in. And if you figure that out and you get it right, you will continuously provide impact throughout a song. It doesn't matter if it's 7 minutes long. They are doing that.
Illusionist, contortionist, tightrope walkers tightening the noose.
Okay. I don't think it gets spoken about enough how great a keys player Thomas is, because everyone's so focused, myself included, on how brilliant his mind is, on how great he is at composing these wonderful songs, that I think his technical ability sometimes gets overlooked, at least in my opinion, based on what I've seen. And it shouldn't, because he's great. And he's doing a lot of delicacies there where the weighting of his hands is very impressive, because there's certain bits, especially when you're playing something that is going through a PA system and there's all these other variables included. It's not this kind of organic acoustic instrument. He's able to hit and weight in a certain way that he's almost predicting the intensity of it and just knows it. You can feel it at that stage. He's been doing it for so long. He's good. All I keep thinking of is like an evil circus. That's what this melody makes me think of. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Perfect for Halloween. Perfect. You guys are right. You're always right. I love you. Oh, that's cool. So that piece where you heard him when he drops the accents and the snare, and you just hear him go into the cymbal work. So there's because it's that up and down seesaw. There is a cycle to it, and if you break the cycle by taking out kind of the root note that you can latch onto, then you get that speed up intensity. So it goes from that hit to dun 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 dun, and it keeps feeling like it's getting more and more urgent. It's building up to something, but every time it does it, it pulls out again, and that's why you keep having this like emotional kind of roller coaster. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, and you're creating this really nice sense of, depending on what you're doing, uncomfortability or happiness or sadness or energy, and it's all working. This is the heroic piece.
Thank you.
Okay,
Kiitos.
Annette. Kiitos. Yes. A lot of fun. It felt like that song had an interlude in the middle of it, which is the Marco piece. And the funny thing is, that song feels like an interlude itself. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't without thought and care in the composition, in the melodies. There were lots of them, and they were very impressive. But it felt like a lot of fun. It felt like just like a party song where you can have fun with it. Very, very, very different to a lot of Nightwish songs I've heard. But yet again, that distinct core sound of Nightwish. And I think Annette did a damn good job with that, because it's when you have a song like that that's actually not based around over singing, or it's, the singing itself is actually secondary to the personality and the theatre and the act of what the vocal is doing. I think that's quite difficult, and she did a really good job of that. Now, that's not an indication for me of I need to hear more of Annette. I need to kind of figure out what she's comfortable doing. I'd love to hear some more stuff, and I will, but I think this was the perfect song for today, and it was a lot of fun. Kind of taking a seat back from all the seriousness of everything else, and hopefully you enjoyed that as much as I did, because fantastic. Now, Nightwish is not going anywhere because we have an enormous catalogue to go through, and I'm very excited to do that. Now, if you are a Nightwish fan and you haven't already joined the Night Dreamers Reactor side, I recommend you do, because it's wonderful people, Nightwish fans from all over the world. They're a wonderful group of people who helped guide me on my journey, and let me know when I was ready for some of the bigger numbers, and kind of guided me on which videos to use, and I'm very grateful for that, so thank you very much. I'll put the link for their Discord in the description. Also, Tank the Tech and I share a Discord server. We're in there chatting most days. We do everything. We take recommendations in there. That's a really good place to recommend videos, because there's kind of like a system where everyone can vote on it as well, and then it gets pulled into an archive thanks to some of our wonderful mods, and then we have a platform to use to populate our planning for the week. So join there if you'd like to. We in there voice chatting, playing games, just having a laugh, really, because the world's serious enough, and I'm done with 2020. I think let's look forward to 2021. But honestly, I do appreciate you guys sticking with me and going through this Nightwish journey. Again, far from over, lots more to do, and can't wait. Until then, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.